The sun is coming up, are you ready to go?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making pizza, and of course this is one of our family favorite meals because who doesn't like pizza? Our family loves homemade pizza. In fact, we prefer it over ordering pizza from a restaurant, and so we'll just make the dough at home. We'll add cheese and whatever toppings we like. The pizza dough that I'm going to be using is adapted from the Pioneer Woman pizza dough. I love this dough. It is so good. It's really easy to make. In fact, you don't really even need a mixer because you don't really need to knead it very long. And it's so easy to roll out and it tastes delicious. And make sure you follow along because I'm going to be showing a lot of different tips and tricks that will make your homemade pizza really great. Normally I'll make 2 or 3 pizzas for our family and that'll give us some leftovers for the next day. But today I'm gonna be making 4 pizzas. So as you see me measure the ingredients, it may look like I'm making a larger quantity or like you'll see more dough mixing in the mixer, and it's just because I increased the recipe a little bit today. I'm not gonna go step by step into how to make the pizza dough. The recipe is on my blog and I'll include the link in the description down below. And it is so easy. So you definitely don't need the tutorial for that, but I will show you a lot of the tips and tricks that I use when I'm doing the toppings and rolling out the dough. Because I'm making so many pizzas, I am going to be putting them in 2 separate bowls, and I am going to just put a little bit of oil in each bowl. You can use a little bit more of the olive oil or extra virgin olive oil, or you can use some like canola oil or vegetable oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that my bowl is coated pretty well. I put a little bit too much in this one, so I'm going to share it over here. This dough is definitely a very soft and sticky dough, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so easy to roll out later. That, and also it's not kneaded very long. Like, I just mix it together so that it's really well incorporated, and that's it. I don't let it sit and knead for very long. Here is my dough, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put half of it in this one. My hands still have a little bit of oil in it so that it's not sticking too bad. And I'm just gonna coat it with the oil. Same thing for this one. And it's definitely a little bit of a shaggy looking dough. I'm gonna cover these both with plastic wrap and let them rise really slowly until we're ready to use them for dinner tonight. I'm gonna let the pizza dough rise for a while. The nice thing about this pizza dough, it really is kind of flexible. You don't need to get the perfect rise on it. I like to at least give it an hour and a half to rise, but sometimes I give it as much as like 3 hours or more. If you wanna put it in the fridge, you can let it rise for like the whole day or even 24 hours. So the pizza dough is really flexible. Usually I'll give it like an hour and a half, 2 hour rise, because that's just the time that I start thinking, what should I make for dinner? Let's talk toppings. I like a lot of toppings on my pizza, and right now I'm not eating dairy or soy because of my nursing baby, and so I actually haven't tried any of the dairy-free cheese. I just put a ton of toppings on my pizza. So, but in general, I love toppings on my pizza. So for me, I'm going to slice up some black olives. I have an onion, and I'm going to saute it. So when you normally get pizza from a pizza place, I don't know what it is about their ovens, but it always seems like they cook the top of their pizza really well, and the veggies all soften a little bit, and I can't replicate that. Plus, when you saute veggies, they're delicious. So I am gonna take that step. So I'm gonna saute an onion. This is a sweet onion. I have a bell pepper. I'm going to saute that as well, and the mushrooms. And I'm gonna put them all together in the same pan, saute them together. I also have some of these little tomatoes, so I might slice up some of those really thin and throw them on my pizza. And Jason loves to have artichoke hearts on his pizza as well. And I just take these little artichoke hearts and I slice them into quarters, and I put them on the pizza as well. If you can hear that banging in the background, that would be my 11-month-old baby, because his favorite activity is to pull everything off the shelves these days. I'm just gonna slice up these veggies really quick, and I'm not ready to saute them yet because it's not time for me to start getting dinner ready, although you could saute them and throw them in a little dish and wait till dinner time, or even throw them in your fridge if you have time at that moment to do it. But I am gonna cut them up right now, and then that way when it's time to make dinner, I can just quickly throw them in the pan, get them sauteed up as I get the kids' pizza assembled. Also, I wanted to share a trick about pepperoni. I'm not using any today. I don't have any. I actually do really like pepperoni on my pizza. But when you get pepperoni from a pizza place, it's always like a little crispy. I think they do a really good job in their ovens, crisping it up a little bit, and it's so delicious. It's hard to replicate in your own oven if you've made your own pizza. But a trick that you can do is to lay it flat on a plate, and then put it in your microwave just for like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, not very long, because it will start like releasing all those oils right away and start cooking. And then that pepperoni, when you put it on top of your pizza, it will just crisp up because a lot of the oil has already been released, and it just needs a little extra time to crisp up, and it's good to go. So definitely try that trick if you like putting pepperoni on your homemade pizza. Ethan's here. He's gonna help roll out the dough for our pizzas, but a couple of tips. So one that I think is really important is that I always use parchment paper. I have these ones that come already pre-cut, but I also have the rolls of them as well. It doesn't really matter what kinds you use as long as they work well, because we are gonna roll the pizza dough right on to the parchment paper, and then it's really easy to slide right into the oven and slide off. The second tip that I have is not to use a pizza stone. A lot of people are interested in using a pizza stone because, I don't know, it just seems like the right thing to do. But when you do that, you need to let it heat up in the oven for a really long time for it to come to the right temperature. And so what I like to do is just take a baking sheet and put it upside down like this on the rack, and it heats up so quickly so that I can just slide the pizza on and off of it. Then you don't have to wait for the pizza stone to heat up. I have my oven set at 500 degrees for the pizza, and it's gonna cook really quickly, usually about 7 minutes, and our pizza is finished. And so you're gonna wanna keep a really close eye on it. And it's kind of nice because then you can pop out pizzas really quickly. You put one in, take one out, put one in, take one out. And so it kind of becomes like a little bit of an assembly line. I'm gonna start sauteing the mushrooms, peppers, and onions. And while that's sauteing, I usually assemble the kids' pizzas first. But today, Ethan wants to help out. So he's gonna help me get their pizza ready. And I think they're just gonna have regular cheese pizza. And we'll have the veggies cooking while I get theirs done. Theirs will go in, and then we can start assembling mine and Jason's pizza. All right, let me get you your dough, okay? What? Okay, we'll do a little sprinkle. Okay, ready?
That bag too.
Yep. Okay, go ahead and put it on.
Another bag too.
Yep, another big scoop.
That's so deep.
It's so deep, it is. Can you put it on the pizza?
Yeah.
Good job.
That's one don't be deep.
Can you get another scoop?
I guess I have the end grasshopper.
Yeah, can you spread it out over here?
Our pizza dough looks good.
Mm-hmm, looks good. See?
Cheese! Yum, yum, yum.
Do you like adding cheese to your pizza?
I like eat some too.
Yeah, you can eat some too. I'm just popping over to our vegetables every once in a while and giving them a little stir to make sure that they don't burn and that they're softening nicely. All right, the kids' pizza is ready to go in the oven. My next tip is to use a flat cookie sheet to move the pizza in and out of the oven. And that allows me to get to slide underneath the parchment paper and then slide it onto the hot baking sheet that is in the 500-degree oven. If you have some kind of a pizza paddle or something like that, obviously that will work as well, but I don't, so this works perfect. Now that the kids' pizza is in the oven, I'm gonna quickly assemble mine and Jason's and we'll just put them in and take them out. Let's talk pizza sauce. So our family really likes a plain sauce, and don't underestimate it because we have made like a really special sauce. We've done it where we are, sauteing some garlic and we add fresh basil and fresh parsley and Parmesan cheese into the tomato sauce. And that sauce is delicious. And that's kind of what we prefer when we're putting it on pasta. However, when we put it on the pizza, we noticed that flavor was a little bit overpowering, and we really want the ingredients on top, like the toppings, to really stand out. And so we've simplified and we actually make a really simple sauce. It's not even really something we make. Basically what we do is we pick our favorite tomato sauce, and we prefer the Hunt's tomato sauce, and we just use this on the pizza plain. And then of course we have to add some oregano. So we'll spread that on the pizza and we'll shake on some oregano because the oregano is the classic pizza flavor that you get. So if you're looking for an easy pizza sauce and you want to try something simple, definitely give that a try. But obviously you do what your family will like best. I just pulled the first pizza out of the oven and I'm gonna put the next one in. The next tip is to use a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, and it adds a little extra flavor. I like to use fresh Parmesan cheese. Sometimes we get it where it's already grated. This one is in the brick still, so I just grated it right onto Jason's pizza. This pizza makes really good leftovers, and so that's why we kind of make a pizza per person. Everyone gets their own pizza. And to reheat it, I like to just put it in a 350-degree oven for just a few minutes to remelt the cheese, warm it up, and crisp up the crust a little bit. Jason prefers to reheat his in the microwave, so you can do that as well if you like it a little bit softer. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you found these tips and tricks really helpful for making pizza at home. Please subscribe and like this video and comment down below with what your favorite toppings for your pizza are. Thanks for watching. Bye.